Give you a little update on what's going on at OTAs, at least the stuff that happened yesterday. I give you Exhibit A. Bryce Huff. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Bryce Huff has not been involved in any kind of activities at the NovaCare Center and was not at the OTAs yesterday. And the deal is that, or the speculation is that they're keeping him off the field for fear that he may get injured. And they have to hold on until after June 1 if they can unload him, because that's when it would make more fiscal sense, less of a salary cap hit. So is that what the Eagles are doing with Bryce Huff, Bill?
It's possible. I mean, it's possible. I can't imagine that he would want to voluntarily stay away from involuntary workouts. Like the season you had last year, you weren't even dressed in the Super Bowl. You're not even active for the Super Bowl. I would think he'd be doing everything possible to try to get better and to win over the coaching staff. Show Vic Fangio this year is going to be different. So we don't know for sure that he was told to stay away, but that's what I would assume, because why would he not want to be there? It just doesn't make sense. Like, what would he be unhappy about? They paid you, and they didn't think that you were good enough to play, so you didn't play. Now you got to earn it. But I said it yesterday, even though Bryce Huff didn't impress me this year, if they do in fact trade him after June 1st, which is what I think will probably happen, you save $4.4 million on the salary cap, you still got to find where you're going to replace the reps, where you're going to replace all these snaps, because you lost Josh Sweat. He played over 600 snaps last year. You lost Brandon Graham. He played over 300 snaps last year. And Bryce Huff played close to 300 snaps last year. Now, you expect a little bit more from Jalix Hunt in year 2, but you're putting a lot on his shoulders if he's going to be a starting edge. And then you brought in Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari. You got to hope that not only those guys that they can perform, but that those guys can stay healthy, because that's been a little bit of an issue. So you might have to keep them to cover your butt here. Well, I thought you needed them maybe for some depth. But we know, look, Vic Fangio, he don't pull any punches. We've known that the way he speaks to the media. His, first press conference when he was asked about Bryce Huff, it didn't sound like he gave him a glowing. No, it's clear that he's not. I don't think he likes this type of dude. So if you're not going to use him, then I guess move on, save some money. But you better make sure you have a backup plan. All right, what else went on yesterday was some notable absences. Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson not there. Reed Blankenship and returner Avery Williams. The speculation is that Smith and Johnson took a veteran day. Why would they take away? I would save all my veteran days for when they put the pads on. Yeah, it was interesting because Jalen Carter didn't practice yesterday either. I think he was there, but he didn't practice. So, look, like I said, it's a voluntary workout. Yeah. I think one of the things when I talk about the edge room maybe being a little bit light if you move on from Bryce Huff, with Reed Blankenship not practicing, I think it kind of showed the safety position's a little bit light. Because you got rookie Andrew Makuba and third-year player Sidney Brown as your starting safeties when Reed's not there. Mm-hmm. And then behind him, Louis Sine and Andre Sam. Mm-hmm. That don't make you feel that good. No, it doesn't. But the more interesting part is the cornerback position, where Quinian's got one nailed down. And Dory Jackson, it took the majority of starter snaps outside cornerback. And, and Cooper DeJean is saying, I'll play anywhere. And, the notion is that he's going to probably be the guy who starts there at right cornerback on the outside rather than as a nickel. So I don't know how you're feeling about that. How's that going to shake out? It's interesting. I was looking at the numbers from last year. Over 80% of the time, the Eagles are in nickel in defense. So we're talking about very limited reps where you're not going to have Cooper DeJean probably at that nickel corner position. Because I would think what they would do, he's going to be your nickel corner when you're in that defense. But when there's only two on the field, if you came out in a true base defense and you only got two cornerbacks on the field, I guess it's Cooper and Quinion. But that's a lot on a guy. I mean, I know Cooper DeJean, great rookie season. That's a lot of moving around on a guy. It's a lot. It's not easy to keep jumping inside and jumping outside, but we've seen it. You trust Cooper DeJean in doing it, and I know you want it because you want Jason Sehorn 2.0. Well, I think it'd be very, very interesting that Cooper DeJean plays outside corner. We haven't seen that in this league. So that'll be really interesting. But this paragraph that was written, I think it was by Jeff McClain. Brown and Makuba
project to be the main two combatants in Phil Gardner-Johnson's vacancy. Neither did much on the ball, but they kept the deep middle protected with quarterback Jalen Hurts often forced to check down. I'll have more on Hurts' reluctance to throw it deep later on.
It's the first open practice of OTAs.
Yeah. Hey, listen, this is what he wrote.
You got to start spouting.
I'm not spouting anything. He spouted it.
You got to start giving me completion percentages?
I'm just reading here.
I know. We already.
Reluctant to throw the ball down the field the first day of OTAs? I'm chucking it. I don't care how many interceptions I give up.
We already got that other guy giving completion stats. It's ridiculous. OTAs.
Listen, I'm not covering the team. This guy's covering the team. That's his a revelation. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Trotter looks good alongside Zach Bond as we wait for Nakobe Dean and Jihad Campbell and such.
Yeah, Trot Jr. may be
Trot might be your starter.
He may be your starter to start the season because you don't know. Even Jihad Campbell, is he going to be healthy? The rookie.
Yep.
So maybe Trot gets a little opportunity.
All right.
That still was. I still gave me goosebumps watching Trot Jr. do the axe at Super Bowl 59.
Okay, give you goosebumps, did you?
It was awesome, man.
Really? All right, Jason Kelce was at practice. Oh, really? This guy can't stay away, can he? He just can't stay away. He was assisting Jeff Stoutland.
Well, maybe they asked him to be there.
Are they?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he's still got. When you say you can't stay away, you're a former athlete. I'm a former athlete. I mean, like, when my college career ended, I went back to my high school and started coaching football. Like, I can understand why Kelce still wants to be around the game. You go your entire life, and I couldn't even imagine at the professional level where your entire life, every day is dedicated, and then all of a sudden you retire and you're supposed to step away. So, look, I don't mind him being there. Doesn't bother me.
All right.
He's kind of the Kelce fatigue has kind of faded for me. I haven't been seeing him as much.
You were fatigued at one point.
Well, they were everywhere. I mean, with the shows and then Travis Kelce everywhere. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe my algorithm's different now on social media. I haven't gotten that much Kelce fatigue lately.
All right, let's get back to the text board and hear what the people are saying on the text board, whether it be the retaliation topic or your Philadelphia Eagles. So now we're going to be talking about the Eagles every day on what's happening at OTAs. We're obsessed.
Bill, if someone had been clocked for hitting Harper prior to this, maybe he wouldn't have been hit 3 of his last 4 games, and Strider would have thought twice. Problem is, this team's character reflects that of their laid-back manager.
All right, let's dissect that real quick. Strider would have thought twice. Most of us agree that Strider, the ball got away from him. So if someone had been clocked in one of the games before the Braves series, do we really think that Strider would not have thrown inside on Bryce Harper? I don't believe that at all. There's no way Strider's going to change his approach to Bryce Harper because someone got clocked 2-3 games ago. I'm not buying that. And even if they retaliate against a Braves player today, I still don't think that changes how Bryce Harper gets pitched in the next series.
All right, well, let me read as we go into our next break. Let me read this email that I got from a frequent emailer. His name's Harold. He's been emailing me for a while. He's got a lot of views on Philadelphia sports. He calls me OG. He says, yo, OG.
Is that original Gary?
I think it's gangsta. The Phillies are a talented team. They have everything they need to win except grit. And he writes that in capital letters. If Wheeler doesn't retaliate tonight, it will prove this team is soft and doesn't have the intestinal fortitude needed to win a World Series. Bryce has been hit by pitches a lot lately, which says to me teams aren't scared of us. That's a problem. When the bats quiet down, you need mental toughness in order to push through and win a championship. Year after year, this team has shown they do not have that. Bone pouts, Bryce hustles when he feels like it, and Topper refuses to adjust. This combined with a lack of grit will be the reason this team gets bounced in the wild card round this year. People that are scared of Wheeler getting tossed tonight must have been the type to get punched in school but not fight back because they were scared of getting in trouble. In life, especially physical sports, when people hit you, you got to hit back to show them there are consequences for their actions. If not, people will continue to hit you and say you enjoy it. No retaliation equals no grit. No grit equals no chip. Stay blessed, OG.
OG.
So what do you think of H's email?
I don't know, man. Like I'm just not buying it that if they don't retaliate now, the team has no chance of winning the World Series because they lack grit.
No, I think they have a big chance to win the World Series. I don't project it. Like, I don't go, oh, they don't have any grit because that didn't happen last night. Should it have happened 2 nights ago? Yeah, it should have happened 2 nights ago. Will it happen today? I don't care as much. I cared at the moment.
Well, how about this? Your boy Robbie Thompson addressed this.
Uh-huh.
We'll play the audio coming up next because I think him and I see eye to eye.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos, it's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.